Hi friends, it's Becky, and the beads were good again this week. I had a lot of fun making things. I am still going strong on my earrings every day challenge. I have made a pair of earrings every single day. I think a couple of days I might have made two. I can't remember, but it's been really fun, and I've gotten to spend this week a lot of time with my sister and to share that time with you guys. So I am feeling very fulfilled and very happy with the way that this week has gone, and very pleased with my progress in how many things I've made, and I'm just feeling good and feeling grateful right now. So let's go down to the mat. Let's take a look at what I've made. Most of these I made with y'all in my videos, and I will have some links in the description to each of the videos featured on these. One of these things that I finished making was from a kit, so I'll have a link to that kit since I didn't make it on camera. With that being said, let's switch down and look at what I've made. Okay, so here are some of the things that I made this week. A lot of these things I made on camera with y'all, and some of them I made off camera. Well, one of them at least, without y'all. But yeah, these are the things that I've made. I have been continuing to do my earrings every day challenge. A lot of them are earrings that I made with other big projects, and some of them are earrings that I made just on their own, or during an unboxing or something like that. So one of the first ones that I made were these rain ones. This was from the April Showers bargain bead box with these shell clouds and these little rhinestone umbrellas. This was a really fun and easy project to do. And I'll put links to all of these projects in the description below, except for the one that I made on its own. I'll put a link to the kit that I bought for that one when I do that. So I did this one. I also made some earrings from the Sam's bead box. I just could not get enough of this Sam's bead box, and it was a really fun way for me to go ahead and do one of my favorite ways of dressing up a coin bead by adding this, and so that was a really fun tutorial to make for y'all. Let's see, there was also the Craftica box. I made this necklace, and in addition to making the links, I also showed how to make this double connector link so that we could have a double strand necklace, and it included earrings as well. So we had that from Craftica. Last week during one of my lives, I asked the audience, which ones of these little project kits that I should make, and y'all chose a different one, but I really still wanted to make something with the little project kit that I put together with some beads and findings from Beadbox Bargains using these fish spacers, these fishy beads. And this was a lot of fun to put together. I did the little tutorial for that one. These were limited in quantity, so they don't have these beads right now. It would be awesome if they restocked them, but they don't have those right now. They also had these little smaller fish ones, and so I did these guys, and it curves because I used beading wire instead of head pins for that. The last time I checked, they still had some of these goldfish spacers though at Beadbox Bargains, so that was a really fun project to do. I also showed how to make these little fish hook closures with some beading wire, or sorry, not beading wire, craft wire, so that you could do those. And then there was also a bundle that we had gotten from Beadbox Bargains. My sister and I did this bundle together. We had both gotten it, we opened it together, and so for my Friday night live, we both worked on it. She joined me during my live, and we both worked on our little projects that we were doing, and I made these really long, dangly earrings. They are fantastic. And a bracelet, and my sister made a really gorgeous necklace that I'll put the link to our replay so that if you missed that live, you can watch us making it. It was so much fun to spend time with her and to do that together. This was a fun project that I did when I opened up my curated bead box. There were these tassels, so I grabbed some of these beads that have a little bit larger holes and I just stacked them right onto the tassel. And these are for sure shoulder dusters. Like, these earrings have one job, and it is to dust shoulders and look fabulous. So, and they do, trust me on that one. And then the last but not least project that I did, well, no, there's one more after this. The curated collections from Beads to Live By. I had really wanted to use these super cute green ladybug beads, but I also really wanted to use these. That color matches my hair perfectly. You'll see it when I try it on. But these nibbit beads are super fun to use, like in a pinwheel kind of a shape or something like that. So I decided to grab some beading thread and just do really cute, very easy little components that I could string onto here. And I also used them for earrings. And as I explained in the video for this, you could do an earring that was shorter like that, but I wanted swingy earrings, so I extended this up a little bit. And I demonstrated how to do both the little component and this longer one in my video, and then we did our stringing after that. So this was a lot of fun to make. And this is a really, it's really pretty. It lays very nicely around my collar, these dangles, and you'll see that in a little bit. But I also opened up the Adornable Elements Beads of the Month clubs, and so this was something that I made during my unboxing. I just grabbed some of these 2-hole beads, some 26 gauge wire, and these ear wires that came in my my little companion bundle, my my additional add-on findings bundle from Adornable Elements for my 2-hole beads and seed beads, and that was so much fun. And then this was something that I made off camera. It is the, oh, it's petal something. I can't remember the name of it. I will put it in the description below. But it is a kit from Adornable Elements, and it's fairly easy to do. All you have to do, because Rebecca Combs, who owns Adornable Elements, she does all the math for you with her kits. So you get all of the things that you need for it. She'll even sometimes send you glue so that you can glue things in. I think I actually just used my own glue for this because I have plenty. But it comes with everything except for the disc and bobbins. But you can get disc and bobbins from her. Or from Amazon or something, but it's just a Kumihimo project, and as long as you follow her instructions on stringing, like basically it was just string this many beads on to these 7 strands, and then on the first one you string on a certain amount, and then like 3 beads, and then each of these. It's she gives you the numbers, so she tells you how to do it, and it makes it pretty easy to make something sort of impressive. Just by stringing it on and then doing the Kumihimo with the disc. So this was a project that I finished off camera because it was from a kit and not one of my own unique designs. So let's switch back up to the face-to-face and we'll try this on and do a little more chatting. All right, so I'm not going to do this in any particular order to try these on. I am just going to start putting some stuff on and we can see how it looks. I'm going to start with my 2-strand check exclusive from Craftica beaded chain necklace that I made with a little like that. These were laying down when I was wearing this. I wore it all day when I did that, and here's the earring that goes with it. The other one, actually, I think when I took them out at the end of the day, one of them like fell down behind my nightstand. So this is the other one, and I just need to get behind the nightstand to find it. I need to figure out a better way to put my earrings away at the end of the day. Yeah, this is this one. really super happy about that. Oh, how about the fishies? You want to see the fishies? I think this is one of my favorite things that I've made ever. If I have to like list them, it's just so cool and like unique. It is. Well, I'm just pulling my shirt down so you can see it better. But it is long enough that I could wear it with a t-shirt and it would still show over the t-shirt or something like that. But it is so pretty. And here's the earrings. You see how it curves? That is intentional with that wire. That's why I wanted to use the wire for it. And then we've got a bracelet that goes with it, where I made the loops and closures again with the with all of those. These are really, really fun. I think actually I wore this during my one-on-one with my boss, and I don't think he even noticed. But that's okay. Because they're just really cool. They are really cool. That was fun. And then let's see what else. More earrings. Let's do our Stormcloud earrings. More earrings from Earrings Every Day. And these are the ones that I made with the bark ox, which I'm going to make some more stuff with that this week. Because I have ideas. We're going to make stuff from that this week. This is the one from Sam's Bead Box, which we're going to have the official reveal date for the April Sam's Bead Box is the 18th. So at the end of this week, we're going to get to see that. I've already recorded my unboxing for it, so I can just say that I am super, I love it. I can't wait to share it with y'all for the April Sam's Bead Box. All right, so we've got those. Hold on, I have to sneeze. All right. Whew. And then these are the super dangly earrings that I made with my sister. She made her beautiful necklace, and I made these earrings. And I gotta do the wobble, right? It's an important part when you've got really dangly earrings to do a wobble. It's important. If you don't, it's against the law, straight to jail. So, I'm just kidding. There's no earring police. Nobody's gonna put you in jail for not wearing your doing a wobble when you put on your earrings. It just doesn't feel right. And then we got our bracelet. It is super sparkly and goes with it. And there we go. And oh, speaking of really long earrings, these are those tassel earrings that I made with the tassels in the curated bead box. All right, and this definitely needs a wobble. Oh, now if this doesn't just bring you joy, I don't know what will. Just absolutely joyful. That's what that is. Oh yeah, let's grab these ones since they are right here. These are the ones that I just made today using some 2-hole beads and just some craft wire and seed beads. They're like, stop wobbling, or only wobble on my ears. So you've got these guys. I really like them. It's using some of my favorite parpuka shapes, these Keops, and some silkies. And these silkies are different from a lot of the other silkies that I've used before because one side, instead of being flat, like silkies usually are, it has this little cross on it. So I thought that was really cool. And then bead weaving stuff, where I actually got to do some bead weaving and then stringing with this. And just look at the way that this sits. It is just perfect. And it does match my hair, this color. So you've got that going. Isn't that pretty? I love that. And it is so easy to make these components. It's just you need some beading string, or sorry, some beading thread, and a needle and just a few 2-hole beads to make them. The nib bits, which is just a fun word to say, friends. It is so fun to say nib bit, nib bit, nib bit, nib bit. And then I wanted these earrings to be dangly with them. So let's go in the ear, friend. Why are you fighting me? There we go. And these are wibble wobble earrings too. I love them. I feel a little bit like flower power in this. These. Just a little bit. There's nothing wrong with that though. There's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, that's why I was calling them orange blossom, because they were just like these little like nib bit flowers. And let me put on that Kumihimo necklace that I made from a kit. It was a lot of fun to make it. It was, you know, one of those things where if I'm not recording content or planning out new things, sometimes you just got to keep your hands busy, right? And so I do projects that other people come up with sometimes, and that is one of them. Again, it was from Design and Adorn. It has these, it's something petal or something flower. I have to find the name of it. But it comes in actually 3 different lengths that you can do. So this is the shortest length, the one that I've got on right here. It's almost like a choker. It's just a very collar kind of a necklace. And then they've got one that's a little bit longer and then one that's a little bit longer than that. But it's, you just buy the one kit and you could make any of the 3 sizes with it. But it was a really fun thing to make, just on its own. I loved it. I'm going back to the flower power stuff because it just has been my vibe today. It absolutely has. I've been wearing it today actually before I sat down to record this. But like I said, I'm feeling really fulfilled this week. Just my heart is happy. It has been such a joy to be able to spend more time with my sister. She's one of my favorite people in the whole wide world. And so, you know, we used to have art dates every week where we would sit down and paint together. And she mentioned a little bit about, you know, having a rough time with it. And we just stopped that during our live. And it was something that I very much missed. And so for us to find out that she can be really good at jewelry making and gets just as much joy out of sparkly and shiny things as I do, and we're just connecting even more over that. It has been just one of the best things that could have happened for us as sisters, to have one more thing in common that we can have fun with. And just like with our art, we have different art styles. We have different jewelry styles too. Like she has a different aesthetic than I do, and neither of us is right, neither of us is wrong. We've got some overlap on some of them, but it's really fun to watch her get better at the skill part of it, because she has the talent. She's always had the talent, just that innate sense of like balance and, you know, beauty and all that. So like the skill part of being able to make links and put things together has just, once she got that down, she's just gonna leaps and bounds. It's gonna be leaps and bounds. So we were talking about doing a little more regular thing with her joining me on some lives. We'll talk about that more once we get all the details ironed out on that. It's fun. She's not going to be starting her own channel. She likes to just have fun with me. But she's very pleased that my friends here on the internet have welcomed her just with open arms. It's fantastic, and I knew y'all would, because you were very, very welcoming and just open-hearted people, and I love that you are part of my community. It is amazing to have such a wholesome corner of the internet right here on YouTube. Which, like, if you asked me like 10 years ago if there would ever be wholesome corners of the internet on YouTube, I probably would have laughed. And like, are you kidding me? Have you seen YouTube comments? But just the beading community here is just some of the best people, and it makes me really proud to be part of that. I'm very proud of that. But as for what's coming up this week, like I said, we'll get some bargain bead box. We'll get that project going either tomorrow or the next day. Then at the end of the week, we've got Sam's bead box and whatever I feel like making in between. Sometimes I'm a little more seat of the pants. Like sometimes I'll plan it out and I will sit there staring at a box and being like, what am I going to make with you? And just nothing will come. And so I'll have to change plans and I'll be like, okay, I'm going to make with this thing instead, because that's what is calling out to me. That's where my heart lies. So that's why I'm a little hesitant to like have a rigid schedule of things that I'm making. So that's what's happening this week. And then the week after that, near the end of that week, I'm going to go visit my sister again. So we'll definitely have some more me and her beading time in person. And I know that I'm going to be able to talk her into coming on camera with me while I'm there. So, but we are going to have a lot of just us beading time together, which is important. It makes me happy. It makes my heart happy. And I know so many of you expressed so much love for us and our relationship. And I appreciate that you've been just so happy to see us being happy together. Oh, man. Whew, what else? I'm trying to think if there was anything else that I needed to bring up or catch up with y'all. I mean, you've had me for like two live nights in a row. And I've been doing my tutorials with at least one thing that I make every day. That's the thing about having the earrings every day project, is that I am making content every single day. And sometimes twice the content in a day. So it is a little bit of I'm here for a marathon, not a sprint on this. So some of my tutorials have been a little bit shorter than you might be expecting because it's just a pair of earrings. And so, you know, I've been padding them out a little bit so that it's not just 2 minutes of earrings. We're doing both earrings, and I'm also including how I make my ear wires and that sort of thing so that we can have a good visit and a good chat. But, you know, I can't spend an hour on a single pair of earrings. I could if maybe I was doing like a very complicated bead weaving pattern maybe, and not cutting or taking breaks during it, maybe. But I wasn't doing complicated. I did easy bead weaving, so that's what you got. Anyway, I hope that everyone has a really wonderful week. I hope that you are able to find things that bring you joy, make your heart happy, and leave you fulfilled. And it would be great if some of those included beads. If it doesn't, that's fine. But I am very happy to have a community and grateful to have a community like y'all. And I'm happy to be able to share my family with y'all and for them to feel so welcomed and loved. So until next time, until next week, happy beading.